So welcome to Artists We Love. My name is OKEEBA JUBALO, and today we are with Fabian Williams, the occasional superstar.
Every now and again.
Every now and again. All right. So I've been a fan of your work for a while and everything, and this is a good intro into getting to know you. You know what I'm saying, and getting to know each other. So tell us a little bit about you, like where you from, what brought you to Atlanta.
I am originally born and raised in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I moved here basically because I didn't feel like the atmosphere in Fayetteville was, you know, conducive for producing like strong work.
Right.
So my homeboy, who goes by the name of W, moved down here before me, maybe like a year before I did. And so he was like talking about how dope it was and how the creative scene was sort of alive. I just packed up and moved down and crashed on his couch.
Yeah. What year was this?
2001.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's when it was kind of ripe and
Yeah.
moving in.
No, I'm sorry. It was 2000 because it was like a year before 9/11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So leaving North Carolina and coming to Atlanta, did you feel a big shift creatively, like inside of yourself, and also being able to project it out?
Well, I mean, that's been a long road, but just the way like Atlanta has a style, you know, like there's a certain cool about Atlanta that that they just have, and everything that comes out of that is sort of the same thing, but I kind of feel like it's like a personal expression, like you know, like the ones that seem to rise to the top are like those that, you know, have internalized their coolness and just kind of run with it, you know. So I imagine that's the thing that I responded to that brought me here. But like honestly, it was like Goody Mob's album that really sealed the deal. Like I knew I was gonna live here at some point because of that album. Because I just like there's something, like there's something like about this city that made that. Like you couldn't have that album anywhere else but Atlanta. So yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the process of locking into your work, going from North Carolina to Atlanta, and that's a 16-year gap.
Yeah.
So just seeing how your work, how you came here, and then some of the shifts and changes. Do you feel like that was something driven by Atlanta, or just driven by being in a fertile scene, or what exactly pushed you to like the body of work where you are now?
I kind of feel like it's all like it all played a part, but when I got here, I was actually, my degree's in illustration, so a lot of my work was, you know, focused on advertising.
Okay.
So so I spent like 13 years doing commercial illustration, web design, media, like digital media campaigns for like agencies all over here in LA.
Okay.
So I actually moved to LA for like 3 years, and the way I got into web design was by going out to LA and just working with like web designers, and and that, like being around digital people sort of gave me this knowledge about programming and everything. So that all my experiences through advertising and just learning how to like move through different mediums got me used to exploring different mediums with my work. So sometimes I'll paint, you know, sometimes I'll do an animation. Like I have an animation that I'll probably show later, but you know, other times I'm painting, I'm working in a physical plane. So what I picked up from doing that over the years is, you know, just being able to adapt, be like water, like, you know, Bruce Lee said. And that's pretty much how I like approach it. Like I come up with the idea, and the idea is gonna look however it's gonna look, you know, because I can go anywhere. Like when a lot of times when we have campaigns, it really is like as big as you think it can be, and then you just figure out how to get those things done. You go and talk to a sculptor, you go find some animators, you talk to some 3D people, some special effects people. You know, you have to convene with some writers. You know, it's like it really is about the idea. So my work, like, it can do whatever I want it to do, and that's sort of how I roll now. You know, it's just like whatever. So like, ain't no telling where it's gonna end up. You know, I have plans on making like like Olmec statues. You know, like that they found in South America. You know, because like honestly, if we in it to win it, like I want my work to survive the fall of this country. You know what I'm saying? Like I want people 3,000 years from now, you know, uncovering a statue of Kanye and be like, who was this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm assuming that those Olmec heads were representative of somebody that did, you know, they did their thing. Right. And both that person's image survives and so does the artist's work. Gotcha. So to me, like that's a little harder than a mural. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So that's my end game, is like to be like remembered beyond this society.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. We're gonna take a break for a second. This is Artists We Love, and we're with Fabian, excuse me, the occasional superstar, but I think it's a full-time superstar. But we're gonna take a break and we're gonna come right back. All right, welcome back to Artists We Love. We're here with Fabian Williams, man. So what's happening with some of your work, some of your thought process?
So having these cameras here reminds me of the 7D, Canon 7D that I used to have. So about a year ago, no, it's not a year, but in November, right before Magic was born, I had a show called Smothered by the Things We Love. It was a group show at Notch 8, and the picture I worked on for it was called the Chris Missatron. So the Chris Missatron is this picture of this guy in a mask with a gun, and there's this carousel in his head, and it is his kids and their Christmas lists, and like an image of a guy, you know, with his pockets out because he's broke, and then a little mouth where the children's mother is, and not that like I get along with my mother, my children, great, but like it's sort of like the pressure that you feel during Christmas time. Right. What a lot of people didn't know is that the guy in the mask was me, and I just used me as a reference, but it was also as like that's how I was feeling. It's like, damn, should I sell drugs? You know, go and do some odd crime, hustle, get a job, whatever. And then like there's like this needle, and it is like tilting towards crime. So the guy that helped me prime the picture lived down the block, and the night that I unveiled the piece, he kicks my door in and takes my camera that looked just like that one, except it was a 70, and my lady's laptop, and the tablet that I use actually for references when I'm painting. Right. So that was at the opening of the show. The closing of the show, though, like literally the day the show closed, my son was born, December 11th. So it was like grand opening, grand closing. So I've gotten used to like, you know, whenever I have like a really bad trip that's associated with my work, on the other side, there's always like a blessing. So I actually ended up doing a series of paintings about my son before he was born. And then the day he was born, I did a few series more. And like those are gonna be shown at a gallery in South Carolina in Charleston.
Oh yeah? Yeah,
it's called Magic Baby Love.
Yeah, I'm from Charleston.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah,
the Southern. It's New Gallery, contemporary.
In downtown?
I guess so. Yeah, I've never been to Charleston. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to look that up because I just came across one that was like in downtown, beautiful space.
You know the name of it?
I can't think of it. For nothing. But
this place looks pretty fresh. Matter of fact, I'm going there for Fahamu show. Fahamu has a show
Oh,
there.
he's on the show down there?
Yeah, he has a show. It's like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Awesome with dates, as you can tell. So,
I got you.
yeah. Somebody crying?
Okay. Well, yeah, that's what's up though, man. We're gonna take a break and we're coming right back. Artists we love. Welcome back to Artists We Love. I'm OKEEBA JUBALO and I am here with Fabian Williams. So brother, tell me what's coming up next, show-wise for you.
I have a couple of shows. One show is Heavy as a Load of, which it's a series of bricks that I painted on. Well, this is one of them.
Oh, cool. Whoa.
So it reacts to black light, which is right here. So if you pull it back, you'll see it.
Oh, okay.
That's gonna be in the beginning of September, and then I have a large show at Mason Fine Art. Right now I'm calling it Rocking Well, a show of wit and smart assery. But that title might change.
Okay.
So it's gonna be like going into a living social media feed. And after you go through it, it's gonna change to something else. I don't know, because like I said, I like to work inside the space. So I will be in Mason Fine Art like around like September.
Okay.
And I'll be working there until November 11th.
Okay.
So I don't even know what it's gonna look like, but I mean, some of the work right here, like this mirror and that tabloid, supernatural tabloid, is gonna be a part of the show. So it's gonna be fun. You know, it's gonna be different, totally different from anything you've seen.
That's cool.
So.
That's cool. So let's talk about for a minute like the challenges, or just how do you manage being the husband, the father, and the artist? Because that's a common question I throw at every brother that I sit across from, because I'm living that reality. And it's one of them things of saying, how do you manage that part of it?
Well, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you know, I mean, I've my oldest child is 11. I have 4 kids, and what I like for them to do is sort of look at how I work and take those principles. Like, you know, I spend a lot of time on my work, and you know, I'm very thoughtful about what I do. So, and just them being around it, I feel like they learn from it. But I don't know. I mean, like, it's part of life, you know. Like, it's part of me. So I don't really even know how to like separate them from anything else that I do. Like, it's all sort of related. Like, I think about the world that I want my kids to inherit. I think about the type of people that I want them to be around, and you know, I like for them to treat other people a certain way. So I create work from that perspective. You know, a lot of it is, you know, based in my humor. And you know, the same way I sort of joke around in my work, the same way I joke with my kids in some instances. So did I answer the question? I'm not sure if it did.
I mean, it seems like it's just melted into
I mean,
your reality, so it doesn't shift and go left or go right, or it's.
Yeah, I mean, I paint my kids all the time. Like, I painted my son on the mural I did on Edgewood. He's holding the U.S. history book, looking like, you know, and part of that is that he's homeschooled, because when he was in school, like, I was getting calls every day. You know, he was having issues with the teacher, and when we pulled him out of school, he's fine. His grades are great. You know, he's very social. You know, but school just didn't work for him.
Right.
And I'm finding that it's like that for a lot of black boys.
Yeah.
You know, and for a while I was like, you know, questioning like, you know, something wrong with them. But I do feel like the atmosphere towards black boys is just different, and they feel that, you know, especially if they're aware. You know, once you become aware of things, you can't turn it off. It really is like taking the red pill. Right. You know, and you can't unsee it. And I teach my kids to be aware. You know, I'm constantly asking them, you know, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think about that? How do you think that got that way? Why did you think, you know, they did that? Why do you think they didn't put this in the books? You know, asking kids questions like really gets them in the habit of thinking for themselves, analyzing everything. You know, and that's really all I do. And my father gave me that gift. You know, I didn't grow up. My father didn't raise me, but I met him when I was like 16, and he's a smart dude. And one of the first things he asked me was, "What do I think?" He kept asking me that, and it used to irritate me. But only because I wasn't used to being asked to think. Right. You know, I grew up in a military town. Fayetteville is like military. So I was raised like a soldier, and like the chain of command goes one way. So being challenged to resist that urge just to keep your head down, like, really changed everything for me. And I do the same thing with my kids, you know. So
I need to wrap this up, but this is I appreciate you taking time out of your day.
Oh, thanks for having me, man.
Wrap with us, man. And make sure, what's your link, your website? OccasionalSuperstar.com. On Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat is Occasional Superstar. On Twitter, I'm Fabianism. I think on Tumblr too, I'm Occasional Superstar. And my next show is at Mason Fine Art, November 11th at Empty Space Gallery, Monica Toots Gallery in Kirkwood on first week in September. I'll see you. I don't know yet. Okay. And I'm bringing back the Worldwide Art Federation as well. But that will be announced online via me talking straight trash about a bunch of artists in the city. Okay. So. Okay. That'll be cool and everything. So yeah, this has been Artists We Love, and we'll make sure all the links are in here so you can go ahead and make sure you find them and everything. And like we were saying, man, support black arts and support it at full price. Don't support it at coming to the studio trying to get it half off. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not supporting us. For real, for real. Pay full price and leave a tip too. Woo! All right, Artists We Love.